Tonight on the program, how political parties have vowed to tackle grey businesses in their election campaigns. Then highlights of Thai PBS's policy debate in Chiang Mai. And we ask how women can break glass ceilings in Thai politics. Sawadee-ka, I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. In less than 2 weeks, Thais will be heading to the polls to decide who will form the next government. While political parties have revealed the usual long list of policies to address economic issues, international affairs, and environmental problems, a new addition this time round is a core promise to target grey money. Political parties have revealed their strategies to tackle corruption and grey money as core elements of their election campaigns, and some have even vowed not to partner with any corrupt politicians involved. As to what kind of grey money these politicians are talking about, they are actually referring to grey businesses like online scamming and gambling. Underneath is a transnational scam network connecting the largest scam farms in Southeast Asia. As we have seen in news reports, they include the ones in Cambodia and Myanmar. People of many nationalities have been lured into forced labor inside these scam farms. But this is just one aspect of the problem. Many of these transnational scam networks are allegedly funded and operated by Chinese nationals who can relocate anywhere to evade arrest and closure. With smarter financial technology, money laundering is becoming much more difficult to detect. Since last year, Thailand has been vowing to tackle transnational crimes, placing it on the national agenda to crack down on call center scammers, online gambling, money laundering, and all forms of illegal grey business. But the more you get into it, the more it exposes an uglier side of Thai politics. Suspicions even grew that such grey money was being used to buy seats in parliament. Last September, an investigation led by former Wall Street Journal reporters exposed links between Thai politicians and Benjamin Malberger, the alleged money laundering mastermind behind multi-billion-dollar scam and gambling operations in Southeast Asia. This eventually led to the resignation of Deputy Finance Minister Warapak Thanyawong and a crackdown that seized over 10 billion baht in assets from Malberger and his Thai associates. Analysts say a lot of these grey business people have infiltrated Thai politics, seeing elections and vote buying as an investment to secure political power and legal protection. For this reason, many political parties have vowed to crack down on grey capital. Corruption, especially with the emergence of grey businesses, is a national crisis, yet it has been way too complicated to tackle. Cleansing the country of grey money and imposing tougher punishments have been widely proposed in their election campaigns. The People's Party is one of those parties placing a strong emphasis on tackling grey money. The first thing they say they would do is to break the system that allows grey capital to persist, such as shutting down mule bank accounts and imposing other measures to prevent money laundering. They will also encourage government agencies to use open source data and modern mechanisms to prevent gray capital from seeping into markets. The Democrat Party has also vowed to cleanse Thailand of gray money in their election campaign. They say they will use agencies like the Anti-Money Laundering Office, the DSI, and financial regulators to investigate the sources of gray capital. It also stressed that tackling this crisis must be based on the rule of law and verifiable evidence. Phumjai Thai Party focuses on strict law enforcement to crack down on scammers, illegal gambling, and transnational crimes. It also insists that the measures must show immediate results to prevent the expansion of organized crime. Pheu Thai Party has also addressed the issue of gray capital's links to cyber threats, human trafficking, and scam operations, placing greater emphasis on people's safety and a digital economy that is well organized. If we look at other parties, such as the Palang Pracharat Party or the United Thai Nation Party, they have announced a fierce crackdown on the problem by prioritizing harsher penalties on those involved in gray businesses, as well as preventing the growth of these operations. Thai Sang Thai Party has also prioritized the transparency of public sector budgeting to prevent the money from being used corruptly. And here's another bold move, which is to discontinue the use of 1,000 baht banknotes. This was proposed by the Thai Pakdi Party as a flagship policy to curb gray money. The party argues that this would make hoarding large amounts of cash much more difficult. And this policy has been widely controversial because of its practical challenges of implementation. And we have to say that the issue of gray money remains a complex issue because it has been swept under the rug for way too long. And during the Policy Watch Connect forum, our reporter Warisara Sahan spoke with experts about the best ways to tackle corruption and gray money.
Scammers, call center fraud, nominees, and gray businesses have become familiar terms in Thailand's daily headlines, which reflect a growth in cybercrime and illicit finance. While Thailand is not the origin of many of these cybercrimes, it has served as a transit, logistics, and financial hub. Over time, especially since the COVID-19 pandemic, these cybercrimes have fed into the country's black and gray money supply. Some financial experts now describe Thailand as a paradise for money laundering and a heaven for the spending of unlawful funds, with a total value estimated in billions of baht. Thailand is ranked fifth in the ASEAN region for money laundering risk, according to the Basel Institute in 2023. Money laundering in Thailand is an issue that affects everyone, often in ways that we might not expect.
Did you know that these amulets, gold, and investment assets can be used as vehicles for money laundering? And they can provide some clues. Let's go back to where it all starts. Black money is money which has been earned by illegal activities, whereas gray money is earned legally but unclear. In both of the cases, it needs to be laundered. According to experts who work in anti-money laundering, they say that these criminals, when they got the money, they might try to hide it in many different ways, through more accounts, through the purchase of assets, or through the business nominees. But more concerning method is through cryptocurrencies. And that's not even the end of the process yet. The gray and black money cycle back in the system by converting it into tangible assets, such as amulets, gold, and even properties. Then the value of the asset becomes clean and laundered assets, meaning it breaks the link to the source of the funds that used to make the purchase.
In the lead-up to next month's general election, political parties have made the laundering of ill-gotten gains a core target in their election campaigns, especially as it has been alleged that some high-ranking government figures are linked to the activity. Sihanat Prayunrat, former Secretary General of the Committee on Anti-Money Laundering and Illegal Narcotics Prevention, said that passing the legislation aimed at preventing money laundering stalled when the House was dissolved. He added that one of the major loopholes lies in law enforcement coordination and implementation, which he said requires a greater access to data.
But it has to be regulators, supervisor. For instance, like a Bank of Thailand, Anti-Money Laundering Office, or Security Commission, so on and so on. So they need a cooperation among each other. And another barrier that they have, it is about the point of security, point of secret. That's a secrecy among the information that they would share or they wouldn't share. So that's a problem.
Meanwhile, Sarini Ashawan-Nantakul, an independent financial expert, suggested using technology such as a data bureau to track real-time data, enabling better information sharing across government agencies and financial institutions, from banks and cryptocurrency platforms to the gold trade, so suspicious transactions can be more readily identified.
But I think ultimately we need to also not to say that technology is bad, but we need to be very solid on the fundamental obligations of different financial intermediaries in the system. And the Anti-Money Laundering Office need to be very active on punishing the intermediaries who don't do their jobs.
The Royal Thai Police records show that over 400,000 victims have reported their cases online. To prevent further suffering by the victims, experts also urge the next government and authorities to consider remedy funding. Over the past 12 months, Thailand ranked 9th globally in terms of the average financial loss per victim, averaging around 37,000 baht, according to the Global Anti-Scam Alliance. Black and gray money transactions also have broader impacts on Thailand's economy, contributing to the strength of the Thai baht and influencing foreign investors. Currently, 2 amendments to the Anti-Money Laundering Act have been drafted. The responsibility for whether the legislation will be passed and its core obligations properly enforced will ultimately rest on the incoming administration. Warisala Sehan reporting for Thai PBS World.
And now let's move on to another aspect of Thai politics. The northern region of Thailand is a major battleground for major political parties. The region is also tackling its own issues, especially with dust pollution and flooding. We went to find out what people in Chiang Mai hope to see in the upcoming general election and what local politicians have to offer. Here's more with Gitipat Chunsukhjit.
The election is getting closer. Right now, Thai PBS is holding the debate forum in the different regions across Thailand under the slogan, "Every voice overcoming Thailand's crisis." And here in the north, the debate takes place in Chiang Mai. You can see that? Where political parties present and debate their policies for the northern region, outlining what each party plans to do. Thai PBS first regional debate took place in Chiang Mai to provide a forum in which people can hear clear policy ideas directly from politicians focusing on real problems in their region. 5 political parties took part in the debate. Glatam, the People's Party, Pheu Thai, the Phumchai Thai, and Thai Khao Mai parties. The discussion focused on the major issues people in the north are facing, such as haze, dust pollution, natural disasters, the slow economy, inequality, and public safety. Pheu Thai's MP candidate Chakaphol Tangsuthitham proposed debt relief and a revamp of infrastructure. Phum Thai Thai's MP candidate Chinapat Kitlersirewattana highlighted practical policies such as the co-payment Kola Kring Plus scheme and Eco Education Plus, which includes free online learning. Glatam's MP candidate Thanakon Supasa focused on farmers' land rights, proposing to allow them to convert their land reform papers into agricultural land title deeds. The People's Party's MP candidate Pattarapong Leelapat pushed for administrative decentralization, including electing provincial governors every 4 years. Thai Kau Mai's MP candidate Lieutenant Sushin Chayasak outlined their 4 arrows, focusing on free, quality education, better living standards, and building a no-corruption mindset. In the northern region, there are about 9.4 million eligible voters in 17 provinces, according to the Department of Provincial Administration. Thai PBS World spoke with residents in Chiang Mai about the issues they want fixed most urgently.
ดูแลปัญหาเกี่ยวกับน้ำท่วมแล้วก็คือได้พูดมาแล้วตอนหาเสียงแล้วก็พอมาเป็นจริงๆไม่ใช่ว่าน้ำท่วมแล้วก็หายหมดมันไม่ใช่ครับผมต้องแก้ปัญหาด้วย
ความปลอดภัยพื้นฐานของประชาชนนะคะเช่นแบบถนนอย่างเงี้ยค่ะมันจะแบบมีความขรุขระบางทีเป็นหลุมเป็นบ่อเราแง้นมอไซค์อย่างเงี้ยบางทีเราอาจจะล้มโดยที่ไม่ตั้งใจอย่างเงี้ยค่ะอยากจะให้ดูแลเรื่องนี้ก็จะดีมากค่ะ
คิดว่าน่าจะเป็นนโยบายด้านเศรษฐกิจค่ะก็อยากให้เศรษฐกิจดีขึ้นการท่องเที่ยวดีขึ้นค่ะโดยส่วนตัวก็คือทำงานในด้านโรงแรมด้วยอะไรเงี้ยค่ะถ้าเศรษฐกิจดีขึ้นนักท่องเที่ยวมาเที่ยวเชียงใหม่มากขึ้นอะไรเงี้ยเงินสะพัดขึ้น
เกี่ยวกับเรื่องขนส่งมวลชนค่ะรู้สึกว่ามาอยู่เชียงใหม่อ่ะมันยังแคบไปแล้วก็รู้สึกว่าบางทีมันมีการค่อนข้างจะเอาเปรียบในฐานะผู้บริโภคระดับหนึ่งก็เลยแบบว่าถ้ามีนโยบายที่สามารถแก้ในเรื่องของราคาหรือว่าอะไรอย่างเงี้ยปรับลงให้แบบว่าประชาชนสามารถเข้าถึงได้มากขึ้นอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะค่าโดยสารถูกลงเนี่ยหนูมองว่ามันน่าจะช่วยส่งเสริมเชียงใหม่ได้ดียิ่งขึ้นค่ะ
A survey by Thai PBS in partnership with YouGov Thailand found that the top issues for people in the north are natural disasters, especially flooding. So, how do these candidates plan to address this problem?
You know that with the flooding, Nayok Ted, our mayor, he's actually doing something about. He's enlarging. He's getting some sediments out so that when the next season comes, all right, the water can actually flow out quicker. So we're actually doing that. And plus, in many communities, we're actually building barriers to keep water off as well. So we are continuing to do that.
Yeah, the flooding system actually, like our government, like the last 2 years ago, already approving the budget, the big one, like to remove the Region 5, Region Porridge 5. They're gonna be like make the way to flow the water from Chiang Mai or Ping Wang Yomnan to Chao Phraya River. That's gonna be like one thing that really can help for the infrastructure. Yeah, another thing we're gonna do like something about the dashboard, about like SMS alert or everything that already like really ready to tell people how to aware, where to move or whatever to do. Yeah.
It's not called the policy, but we can manage and we can do right now by the local government. And if the local government start with the Phang, Chiang Dao or Mae Tang, manage for the upstream, I think in downtown we can save people, we can save the economic area. And then in the Lamphun or Lampang, we can manage the water in any way.
During the live broadcast, Thai PBS also ran a live vote on the party's performance in the debate by viewers watching at the venue and online. The results showed the People's Party came first with 64.5%, followed by Pheu Thai, Phum Thai Thai, Thai Kau Mai, and Glatam Party. Kittipat Chun Sukchit, Thai PBS World.
All right, and now let's have a look at the other stories making headlines throughout the week in our weekly roundup. Thailand's foreign ministry has condemned Cambodia over the publication of an open letter by a Cambodian senator in which he calls for a member of the Thai royal family to intervene in the conflict between the two countries, describing the content as highly inappropriate and unacceptable. It reiterated that both Thailand and Cambodia are constitutional democracies with the king as head of state, who stands above politics. Jailed former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra will become entitled to apply for parole in May after serving 2/3 of his one-year prison term. The Corrections Department insists that this parole is not a privilege exclusive to Thaksin, but is open to all prisoners if they meet the legal requirements. Thaksin was sent to prison on September 9th last year to serve a one-year prison sentence on 3 corruption convictions, which had been reduced from 8 years by royal commutation. The Constitutional Court has cleared former Deputy Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayachai and former Justice Minister Tawi Sawtsong of abusing their authority by interfering with the Election Commission's investigation into the Senate election scandal in 2024. Phumtham and Tawi were accused by a group of senators of ordering the DSI to investigate the scandal in which 138 senators, 91 other individuals, and some executives of the Phumthai Thai Party were alleged to have colluded in the election of senators. And now let's talk about this issue. Women remain underrepresented in parliament and in the cabinet, not just in Thailand, but in many countries around the world. I recently spoke with some female candidates standing in the general election as they pointed to the systemic barriers challenging women's political participation and how they would like to break glass ceilings. Are there any specific policies that you want to push for if you are elected into parliament?
I want to focus on policies that directly, affect women's safety, dignity, and daily life. And People's Party has been pushing for that change for quite some time with our MP, both men and women working together. On a personal level, one policy that I really like to push is reproductive health. I find that cervical cancer is a disease that reflects inequality. So if HPV is found early, the chance of successful treatment is very high. But so many women didn't get screened, and so many women didn't know their rights. And according to the Thailand Public Health coverage, so the free screening ages is 15 to 69. But I found that more and more older women, has cervical cancer, like in their 60s, in their 70s. So I want to expand, the age limit to 65, according to the World Health Organization recommendation.
I was actually in Parliament when we pushed the LGBTQ bill pass, which we voted for also. we did. So I do feel like policy as a whole for all genders is very important. We're living in a society where our population is declining. We're entering into aging population. So, one of our policy is obviously to support women who are, thinking about starting a family, being pregnant, having leave for during pregnancy leave. There's some countries where men are allowed to take pregnancy leave also. So obviously I hope one day we can push to that limit, and then we also have money to support when the baby is born, so that at least we are trying to keep up with the declining of our population.
We have the policy. I would like to share from the standpoint of the mother of 2 daughters. We understand from how to access equal opportunity for education is a basic need for everyone. How to get equal access to high quality health care is the basic needs for everyone as well. If you look at the school dropout or by the culture of Asian culture that we have, we have the school dropout. If you want to pull out the kids from the school, girls would be the one like, hey, you don't have to go to school, you don't have to study too much, just come help, in our work and find money. So that is a policy that we did not say that this is for boys or girls, but we want to make sure that the education is truly free. So that is broaden the horizon. And also along the way, we would like to equip boys or girls to have the skills that they would need, not just to finish up the grade in school, but also to expand the horizon of the job during the school year. So education buffet is one thing that we're really proud of, that we hope that we can access to all the education quality.
Let's talk about the gender bias. What kind of structural barriers that women are facing in Thai politics, and what has been your experience with that?
I just feel like in any sectors, I have to say, not letting women being participants in that area is to cut their competition. So I feel like even that in politics is kind of the same way. When a party that is very much male dominated or the lead, they don't really have space for women, it's very difficult for women to enter into that area or into that position unless there are opportunities presented to them. So for me, I always feel like you have to work very hard. You have to work a lot harder. You have to prove yourself quite often at times that you're serious about your work and that you can do what men can. And I really admire a lot of politicians, a lot of female politicians who have entered politics with goodwill to work for the country and in service of our nation.
Women in politics are judged differently, from men. People comment on our looks, our tone, our attitudes, while men are judged more on their ideas and performance. And we've seen what happened with Nong Jinny. She got really inappropriate sexual comments online. And what happened to Ai Rakchanok? She had been attacked through her personal and family issues. So I think, to me, that kind of treatment is not a criticism. It's a gender bias. So I think this has to stop. So you can criticize our decision, you can criticize our policy, that's fair game. But once there is this body shaming, sexual harassment, online abuse, I think that needs to stop.
The thing is, what we need to do, not just about the bias, but we need to build the fair systems. The fair system to look at the substance, the wisdom, the knowledge, the integrity that we have, rather than the way we look. I think that's one is important. The way that along my career, what I do not like to say, and I do not like to hear that, this is the quota for female. I don't think us girls want a special treat. We want the fair system. The fair system from ability to access good opportunity or equally, a fair system for us to improve our skill, improve our knowledge, improve our integrity throughout the board. I think this is what we need. But I agree with you entirely that has to stop. All the abuse, all the harassment, that has to stop, and that has to be shamed by the rest of the society. Because not just us, we can be tough, we can be strong, but our family maybe not, right? Our kids may not be able to understand all of this. But that could be the real things that we need to build this society together.
And that's a very interesting perspective indeed. And that's all for this edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Friday at 10 p.m. only on Thai PBS. You can also follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest stories and analyses about Thailand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ